Yo, 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 what's going on, man? Man, so Metro Boomin is in a situation. Metro Boomin, man. Wow, what can I say? It's a lot of things that's going on, man. I tell you, this year has been a lot of things that's been happening to a lot of people, man. You just have to really watch how you move out here, man, and don't get caught up in situations that can do harm to you and they can mess you up big time. So let's get into this article, man, from the Rolling Stone. So Metro Boomin finds himself in a situation where he's dealing with a civil SA lawsuit, and it's official that he's heading to trial after the mediation between him and Vanessa fell through. Now, the lady that is actually suing him is named Vanessa, and they was actually doing a mediation. She actually filed the lawsuit back in October of last year, alleging that a SA happened in 2016. Now, they attempted court order mediation on July 18th of last year, but there was no agreement. And, as they was going back and forth through mediation, you can only imagine far as the number that she wanted for the situation. Settlement talks continued briefly afterward, but also failed. So now, since the mediation situation had failed, the trial, yes, it's going to trial, is now scheduled to begin on September the 23rd, 2025 in LA. Now, let's kind of break down just, very briefly the context and the allegations involved in this civil lawsuit case. Now, Vanessa alleges that Metro Boomin, who is a big time music producer, produced a lot of fire beats for Future and other people, other artists, but his government name Leland Wayne invited her, which is Vanessa, who is the girl that is suing Metro Boomin, invited her to his studio when she was grieving the loss of her infant son. Now, it goes on to say that she consumed half a Xanax and alcohol. And once she took those two substances, she blacked out. And she said that when she woke up, she found herself assaulted in a Beverly Hills hotel. And you can only imagine, the situation if this is true. But this is a civil lawsuit case. Now, if you remember, Soldier Boy had an SA case as well, and it ended up going to trial, and he ended up losing in trial. So I think he had to end up on the girl that sued him, I think 4 point something million dollars. So she later discovered, Vanessa, who is saying that Metro Boomin SA'd her. She later discovered that she was pregnant and she had chose to terminate the pregnancy. Man, good God. So she is alleging, she is saying allegedly that she was SA'd not only by Metro Boomin, but unprotected relations, because she said that she ended up pregnant, but she chose to terminate the pregnancy. Now, the lawsuit references his song, Rap Save Me. And in that song, there are lyrics like, she took Exani, then she fainted. She drive me crazy, have my baby. And she is allegedly saying that, arguing they reflect the alleged assault that she was involved in. Now let's this, you can't even make this up, man. You can't even make this up, man. That if this is true, this is crazy how these rappers, how the music artists are actually confessing or saying things that what they actually have been through, and really snitching on themselves, allegedly, if this is true. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. So the statements are from both sides. Now, from the plaintiff's perspective, Vanessa, her attorney, Michael J. Williman, criticized Metro Boomin for failing to meet discovery obligations and express readiness to present the case to a jury. Now, Metro's Boomin attorney, Lawrence Hickel II, calls the lawsuit a pure shakedown. And his attorney, Metro Boomin's attorney, insists that the allegations are false and plans to seek a malicious prosecution claim if his client prevails. Now, there are a lot of implications coming from this situation, right? Now, this case contributes to ongoing discussions about accountability in the entertainment industry, especially concerning high-profile figures like Metro Boomin. You already know Young Thug situation. I already mentioned about Soulja Boy situation, Trey Songz situation, Chris Brown situations. I mean, multiple situations. But the public perception of this situation is mixed, because what you have to understand is that how will fans and collaborators react to the situation, how they're reacting now. Metro Boomin just released a new mixtape. It's called Futuristic Summa. And how might this controversy that he's going through affect his career momentum? Let me know in the comment section if you think that this is going to help because it's controversy, or do you think it's going to hurt his persona, his brand, his music career? Now, we all know with this legal process, it emphasized that, let me, emphasize this again. This is a civil case. This is not something that he's being charged with yet criminally. This is a civil case. And the threshold for judgment is different in a civil case than it would be if it was an actual criminal case. Now, the outcome rests on the court presentation and the jury decision based on the facts that gets brought up in court. Let me just give you my thoughts in my closing. Let me just give you my thoughts on the situation. It really matters that the case doesn't settle, because this isn't just legal situation that's going on. This signals that both sides are standing firm, right? You have Vanessa that is saying one thing that she alleges what happened to her back in 2016. Then you have Metro Boomin that's saying what happened to him, or what he feels what played out in the situation, in that hotel room. Now, if the lyrics are a part of this case, this is the key, in my opinion. This is the key situation. If the lyrics turn out to be accepted in this case, I think it's fair to say, man, we need to have conversations about how music producers are using their platforms and whether those lyrics cross the line. Should the court systems use music, the lyrics to music, to use that against these artists? Is that fair? Is that foul? Let me know in the comment section, because that is the big situation that's going on here, is that the plaintiff's attorney is trying to use his lyrics, his words on what he said on the song, signifying that he did what he did or what she said he did. Now, this case is about more than one individual. It's a reminder, it's a constant reminder of how powerful narratives and the legal system intersect in pop culture, but not just in pop culture. We have to understand is that it's not always on what is true, because there is another side that Metro Boomin probably did not do anything wrong. And I'm quite sure this is what he is standing 10 toes down on. But when you get accused of situations, it's not really about what is true, it's what is the perception is. See, this it's levels to this, man. And especially when you are a high public figure in the public eye and you have achieved the amount of success. And I'm not being on either side, either party side, because the only people know that what happened is Jesus, Metro Boomin, and the girl, Vanessa. So I don't know what happened. I'm just giving you the story, but giving you my honest opinion. But it's not always the facts when you're talking about going to court. It's about what you can perceive, the perception of the situation, and then you leave it up into the jury hands to see if they actually agree with what the plaintiffs is putting out there in the forefront or what the defense is putting out in the forefront. Point blank, period. I want to ask just one question. Do y'all believe that lyrics influence how you feel about the case? Even if we go back to Young Thug's case, how do you feel about lyrics, music lyrics, and their influence on the fans, the culture? And do you think that it plays a role in how you feel about the case that these artists find themselves in? Let me know in the comment section. And that's gonna wrap up, man, as far as the story, man. At the end of the day, man, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and I'm not taking sides because I know this is a serious allegation that Vanessa is putting out there on Metro Boomin. But it's so unfortunate on both sides that now that the situation, that the mediation had failed through and now is actually going to trial. And this can be some big trouble for Metro Boomin in this situation. He could be end up forking out a lot of money in this situation if he's found guilty. Now, if he's found innocent in this situation, this can actually be very costly for the plaintiff, Vanessa, because as I mentioned earlier, is that Metro Boomin's attorney is filing for false accusations, which they're going to sue. They're suing back at her for making these false allegations on what they feel she is doing in this civil court case. Until next time, man, y'all take care and drop your comments below. Hey, and make sure to follow me on all my social media outlets, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, also on Twitter, on Instagram, on my TikTok as well. Until next time, man, y'all take care and be safe.